go out and interview many potential customers. Test your business ideas, your hypothesis. This is the lean idea. And make sure somebody really wants your product. You don't want to be pitching right out of the gate. You want to be talking to customers about what their needs are, get to the sale later, and not push too hard too fast.
And welcome. I'm joined by John McIntyre, Managing Director of Citrix Startup Accelerator. John, thank you very much for being with us. So tell us very broadly, what's happening in the Valley nowadays?
Very broadly in the Valley, we're in a boom.
Yes.
And over the last several years, things have been going up and to the right, as they say. Lots of innovation, as always, from startups. And so that's really the home industry, I'd say. Obviously, technology is, but we have tons of startup activity. And now it extends not only from what we classically think of Silicon Valley, but all the way up to San Francisco as having a boom of startups and so on. Larger technology companies like Citrix and so on are continuing to do quite well. Mm-hmm. So even though there's been a big recession in the US going back to 2008, we haven't seen it in Silicon Valley. So.
Right. So what are the kind of new things that are happening? You know, one hears about the shared economy and some of the stuff that's happening around telecom and mobile and so on.
Well, we all know the buzzwords of what the latest technology trends are. There's mobile, there's cloud, there's machine learning. All these trends are playing themselves out in new startups as people understand can we apply these technologies to make them useful for folks. And at the same time, there's companies IPOing and new wealth continues to flow in. And the next generation is showing up of people out of school, and they're much more inclined to want to go to a startup. Mm-hmm. So there's like fuel on the fire at the moment as things are really bubbling through and lots of different technology trends are coming to the fore.
Right. And what's the flip side? I mean, you know, obviously we hear about all the successful stories, but what are you seeing on the other side, and what are the lessons that one can or should take away from that?
Well, one of the things that are happening is, we're in a global economy, we all know that. So how does technology and innovation happen on a global scale? There's a problem with Silicon Valley when you live there. You really never have to leave if you don't want to, because everybody comes to you. But we all know going forward that places like India are going to be really important innovation centers. It'll be really important places to understand about what new solutions, what new products are needed for much different types of companies and consumers than we've had, say, in North America or Europe in the past. So trying to connect all the dots around the globe is really what I think is going to be happening over the next 5 to 10 years as we try to collaborate and share our lessons from Silicon Valley with entrepreneurs and investors in places like Bangalore.
So what are the 2 or 3 right things that entrepreneurs should be doing at this point, at least in their approach, and the 2 or 3 mistakes that they might be making or could make if they don't, get things right?
Well, the good news is we're getting better at describing that. In the old days in startups, I did a startup 10 years ago, and it still was kind of a black art, and that I remember saying to my co-founders, I'm not sure what I should be asking. Today, I think we have a lot of that for the entrepreneurs, that we can guide them through those first steps so that it makes it a better chance for them to survive. So you've heard of the concepts of lean startup. There's also a concept called design thinking. And really what this is about is the very first thing you need to do is try to achieve what's called product market fit. And that can be done very cheaply and very quickly. So go out and interview many potential customers. And they could be anybody in your value chain, not classical customers, but partners, whoever. Do a lot of that. Test your business ideas, your hypothesis. This is the lean ideas. And make sure somebody really wants your product. And I don't mean just want it. They have to have it. They're passionate about it. They love it. And they're willing to pay for it. So that's the thing we guide these startups to do today. Find that first, then go build it. So you see things like Kickstarter in the hardware world. That's a good way to visualize that. People go out there and say, if you like my thing, fund me, and then I'll go build it. Same thing in software.
Right. And what are the mistakes, that you see people making? Or maybe these are traditional mistakes.
Yeah, they're traditional mistakes. We have a lot of technical engineering type people, and they always want to build first and then sell second, and they think somebody else will sell it for them. I'll hire a sales guy after I build the thing. So we're trying to turn that around. That's the classical mistake. But salespeople also make the classical mistake of overselling. When you have a new product you want to launch into the marketplace, you don't want to be pitching right out of the gate. You want to be talking to customers about what their needs are and how you might fill them. So if you are more of a customer-facing person, that's what you should be focusing on, and then get to the sale later and not push too hard too fast.
what are you betting on now at this point?
So at the Citrix Startup Accelerator, we focus on enterprise software down to small, medium-sized business. That's our primary focus. But there are all kinds of related areas that are popping up. The latest buzz area is Internet of Things. We do believe that's going to have a large impact on all aspects of the information technology. So we're making investments there. We've made investments in machine learning. We think that's going to have big impacts going forward. Of course, mobile continues to be really important going forward. How to make money in the cloud is still being worked out. So a lot of the big corporations are all jostling around trying to figure out where the biggest value is. And so the companies that are around the big platform companies are still trying to figure out where they can add the most value and therefore where they can create products that they can actually make money on.
Right. So last question. What's the one thing that you learned at Intel that's influenced you the most?
The thing I learned at Intel the most was really just the discipline to take a project and methodically go through it. So it was an engineering environment there, and people really had high expectations that people did their homework and that they did a thorough job of analysis before they moved. Now in this fast-paced world, sometimes we have to move very quickly, so you have to find this balance between move quickly here, do a thorough analysis over here. For instance, when I'm doing a startup, who are my customers? And I need to stick with that and not go all over the place trying to find my first customer.
Right, so the discipline of building something.
Yep.
That's what Intel has taught you. Thank you very much, John, for
Thank you.
speaking with us.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.